All right, all right, all right. It's dinner time. Can you guess what I'm gonna make? Can you look? Can you guess? Can you look? Can you guess? Can you look? How about I give you a hint? Bam! What? We're gonna make pastelillos. Okay, this is my recipe. Everybody does them differently. Everybody makes their own. Discos, you can make them homemade if you want. But I'm not doing all that. That's too much work. So I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm doing beef pastelillos, which is a Puerto Rican beef patty-ish type of thing. You're going to need green onion, tomato sauce. You're gonna need potatoes. We're gonna cut these up and dice them up into really small pieces. You're gonna need pepper, green, red, yellow, orange, whatever you got is fine. Onions, garlic, and we have some sofrito down here, which is our wet ingredient, or our wet spice rather. So we are going to also use some dry spices. We have adobo, sazon, some onion powder, garlic powder, cumin, black pepper. So let's get started, guys. Okay, here we go. We got the pan on. We got about, it's about at a 4. So it's medium heat. I am going to throw in a little bit of oil because we are going to cook down our peppers and onions and our chopped up potatoes. Okay. I'm going to cook that up. I have some chopped up garlic here that I'm going to throw in a second because we got to let this cook down first. All right. So the smell is already amazeballs. You know what I'm saying? Don't make me say it. All right. So in here we have the little potatoes diced up. We have red peppers and we have onions diced up as well. Now, I don't throw in whole olives. I don't like whole olives in my pastelillos, so I like to just kind of cut them up a little bit. So we're going to take a little bit of those. We're going to slice them up, dice them up, and then throw them in the mix as well. So we're going to cook these down a little bit, then we're going to add everything else, and then we'll throw in the meat. So we shall return. Okay, we're ready for the next step. We are going to put in some sofrito. So I got about 1.5 spoons. Okay. I'm gonna mix this baby up. When I tell you this smells fabulous, it smells fabulous. Now, we're gonna cut up our ground beef and just toss it in there. We're gonna brown it all up, and then our meat is done. You know what I mean? Like, if this is like such an easy meal to make, you know, or a side dish, or, you know, appetizers. You can always take the little discos that it comes with, the flour discs. They're called discs. I don't know why they're called discs, but maybe because they're round, whatever. But if you take this, you could even cut them in half and make little appetizer bites, you know? There's just so much you can do. Okay, so now we're gonna throw in some dry ingredients. Let me tell you guys what we need. Let me just tell you. I am going to throw in a sleeve of sazon. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of onion powder. Even though I have onions in there, I just want the flavor of this meat to be out of this world. I'm gonna throw some garlic powder in there. Even though I got fresh garlic, you know what I'm saying? What? Yes. We're gonna do some adobo, which is like a salt. It's like a seasoning salt. Okay. I'm gonna throw in some black pepper. Put some black pepper here. And I'm gonna throw in some cumin. Okay, a couple pats of that in there. I'm gonna stir this up. We're gonna cook it for a second. And then I'm gonna add some tomato sauce. And you're gonna want about a small can of tomato sauce. So I'm gonna brown this up a bit and then I'll throw in the tomato sauce. All right, so we cooked everything down here. Now it's time to add our tomato sauce. I have a half a can here that I just have left from whatever I used it for. I'm gonna throw that in there and just kind of eyeball it and see if I need more. You want your meat to be juicy, but not that juicy. So I think this actually might be good. I only made a small amount of ground beef, so yeah, this is actually perfect. So, there you go. Let's add the rest of it. You know, you gotta scrape it all up, you know what I'm saying? All right, so we're gonna let this cook down some more. We want those potatoes to soften, okay? So we'll let that cook up. Look how delicious that looks. That looks so fun. Like, you ever bite into a pastelillo and it's just meat? No, you gotta have the potatoes. You need the fresh onions and peppers and garlic and the olive, that extra saltiness in there. And it just gives it so much more flavor. They're bomb, okay? So, once I get ready to make these later on, I will show you that. And I put cheese in mine. My daughter doesn't like cheese, so she don't get cheese in hers, but cheese is the bomb. So we'll be back. We're gonna go to the beans next. I got our beans ready. I'm just using a can of pink beans. Okay, we're gonna make sure we empty that all the way. Because with canned beans, they tend to, you know, like stick to the bottom. So I'm gonna get them all in there, right? And this is like a 15-ounce can. You're gonna wanna fill that can with water, all right? Because that's gonna be your guide to your beans. Can of beans, can of water. That's all I do. Bam. Now I normally put potatoes in my beans. I'm not going to because we have the potatoes in the pastelillos, so we're just gonna leave it like that. Okay, into your beans. You want some sofrito. Okay. You want a can of tomato sauce, an entire can of tomato sauce. That's gonna give it that tomato base, that sauciness, that color, okay, that rich color of the beans. Yum. All right, now let's get to our seasonings. We are going to add a sleeve of sazon. We're gonna add some adobo. We are gonna add some black pepper. I don't go crazy with the seasonings in the beans just because I just threw in a pinch of salt. And then we're also gonna do olives in the beans as well. Just a spoonful of olives. Like I said, I would normally throw in potatoes too, but just don't feel like it today. We got the potatoes and the pastelillos. We got the carbs and the rice. I think we'll be good with this, okay? And that's it. You let your beans cook. I am going to bring this to a boil, and then I'm gonna lower it down to low and just let it cook. Good half hour and your beans are done. All right, our water's ready for the rice. So I'm using a medium grain rice. I rinsed it. Try to get rid of some of that starch. I use about 3 little cups of rice, and I have probably about 4.5 cups of water in here. I'm guessing, kind of just eyeballing. And it's really hard to explain rice because you have people that like take a spoon and put the spoon in there, and if the spoon stands up, your rice is done. I personally kind of like do a little like measurement like this. I dip the spoon in, and if the water rises to the top of the spoon here, like this little bowl part, then you're good. Some people say, you know, you just measure your finger here, so if the water's gotta cover the rice that much. So I don't know what to tell you. I'm just telling you this is enough water in here with my rice. I can see the rice, it's right there. I dip my spoon in. So we're gonna let that boil up. Our rice is ready to turn. So let me bring this over here. See how it's like evaporated, like all the water, not all of it, but you know. This is how you want your white rice to look before you put the top on it, okay? Now you cover it and you put the heat on low. Okay, it's pastelillo making time. So you're gonna want to take one of your discos. It comes with like little plastic attached. Keep this because when you separate them, this is what you're gonna want on there. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I'm gonna do one with cheese, one without cheese, just so you can see. It's pretty much the same thing, just one has cheese on it, okay? So, in the middle, you're gonna wanna put your meat. Use a slotted spoon, because if there's extra juice in there, you don't want it inside the pastelillo, because when you fry it and bite it, it's gonna like squirt out. That shit burns, okay? It might drip down your chin, it might squirt at somebody at the table. But there you go. You do that. You don't need flour. You don't need to put like a water mixture to seal it or anything. You just fold it up here, line it up as best as you could. And then, see how I'm using the plastic thing? That shit is nice, guys. That's nice. And that's it. You do both sides like this. Okay? Okay. Slap it over. Do the same thing. Make sure you have that extra sealed. If you have any type of holes in your shell, grease is going to get inside, and then you're going to have a greasalillo. Yes, that is a thing. You bite that shit and the grease is everywhere. Okay, so these have no cheese. Let's throw that to the side because I don't want that shit. I want a cheesy one. With the cheese, I use regular sliced American cheese. I am using 2 little pieces. I'm going to kind of like, you know, put one on top of the other like that. And then same thing. Slap some meat on it. Slap a little bit more. See, I got a little bit of juice in there, but that's okay. That shit can drip that much and I'm okay with it. And now we're going to fold this baby. This is hot stuff here. Okay? Look, I got my grease dripping out already. Terrible. Terrible. And then the same thing. You do it on both sides. And if you're doing cheese and no cheese, if you have people in your household that, you know, want the cheese and some that don't, you know how you can mark them? You just poke them. So the ones that have the holes right here in the middle of the pastelillo, I know those are mine because that's got cheese in it, you know? So there you go, people. I will show you the frying time. All right, guys. First batch is done. You're going to want to fry these on like a medium heat because they need time to cook the dough. If you fry them too fast, the dough is going to be raw on the inside, and then you're going to have crunchy on the outside, raw on the inside. Okay? So, those are my cheese ones. The first pair that I did was no cheese. So we're going to throw these in here, and you're going to want to cook them for about 5 minutes on each side, and they're done.